What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Adam. It is still April 24th. And once again, this slumlord douchebag said he was going to fix the water today. Said that yesterday. Reached out to him today. I said, hey, what's going on with the water? Oh, we'll get around to it. We don't know. I don't know when we're going to fix it. He gave me some excuse for why it wasn't done. Well, yesterday he said it was because of the bad weather, which we did have some pretty bad rain and whatnot. And so, I can, at this point there's no excuse that you can give me that's valid. I reported that I don't have hot water on February 1st, and now it's April 24th, and I still don't have. Not only do I not have hot water, I can't take a shower at all because the water to the shower is off. The water to the cold water faucet to the sink and the toilet flushes. That's it. I had to use an electric beard trimmer on my face because I literally couldn't take another hour of the hair on my face. A lot of new trolls showed up today to talk their shit. Whatever. Eat a dick. I fucking hate you people. Let's see. The one comment that stood out to me is, that place doesn't seem too bad. You should keep your mouth shut or something like that. And just basically, someone was telling me I should just keep my mouth shut because I'm paying a good price and just accept it. Who the fuck in their right mind would pay for a apartment with no shower and no hot water and just be okay with that and keep their mouth shut? Are you that fucking retarded? Really, like, how many times did your mom drop you on your head when you were a kid? You fucking idiot. No. That's not acceptable. Whatever. But I'm not... there's a piece of advice that people say who do YouTube channels. You'll go on a lot of channels and you'll notice that the content creator does not respond to anybody. You will never see a response to a comment. You can contact them directly. They will never respond to you. And a lot of people get turned off by that and say, well, he's just too good for the room or whatever. There is a word of advice that people give out that say, if you're going to go on YouTube and social media like that, don't ever read the comments. Ignore them. Don't read them at all. And I personally don't believe in that. I enjoy reading the comments, even the ones from the trolls. But, sometimes something has to be said. But once again, you're talking to the guy who went to federal prison for being an internet troll. So, I don't really have... I can't say I can't use the, well, I would never do that defense. So, that defense is out the window. That defense is not valid. That won't work. I have to find a different defense. It's just another tough week. I'm getting work done. The one client I'm working for is happy. I've got another one I've got to get caught up with. But the one client's thrilled about the way things are going. I want to be done with something today, possibly tomorrow, but I'm really, I'm very close to where I can wrap up one thing I'm working on, but it's still a slog to a degree. Writing code for websites is a lot of just write a line of code, hit the save button, refresh your browser, look at the mistake, fix a line of code, write a line of code, hit save, refresh your browser, look for mistakes over and over and over again. And then sometimes you run into a situation where you might have to change a line of code, hit refresh, change a line of code, hit refresh, do that like 6 times. Oh, we fixed it. I fixed it finally. Move on to the next thing, line by line by line. And it's tedious. It's not, nothing has happened this entire process that has blocked me. It's just, it always takes longer than I want it to take. But it's the difference between doing a half-assed sloppy job and doing a good job. And when you do a good job, every time you go back and work on that site, I'm building a website for somebody that is going to get worked on regularly, week after week, month after month, hopefully for a long time. And it's going to take a lot of work to get where he wants it to be. And as time goes on, it gets easier. You know, the stuff I'm doing today is piggybacked off of stuff I did a month or two ago. And it's easier to piggyback off of stuff that's already done and just keep adding to it versus starting fresh out the gate, having done nothing. And so I'm finding that it, you know, everything I've done so far generally works. Very little like, I haven't had a bug yet that makes me, you know, get angry and yell and like it's a video game I'm trying to beat. It's going smooth. It's just the number of hours I can fit in are lower than I want it to be because this situation with this slumlord has gotten out of control. And I have to put in time on that day after day. Let's see, where am I at right now? I discovered some things today in relation to that are even more mind-blowing than things already were. I just found out some information, and I don't even have enough time to do everything I have to do in this situation right now. But I've been backed up into a corner, and I really don't have a choice but to defend myself. This guy is going to, I don't know what he plans on doing at the end of the month when it's time. I don't know what he plans on doing at the end of the month, but it's very obvious that he is delaying fixing this water situation. He's just making up bullshit every day, telling me he's going to fix it. He has no intention of fixing this by the end of the month. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he shuts off the water completely and then disconnects the power. But if he goes to a certain extent, there's a certain extent where you cross the line from a civil matter to a criminal matter. And, you know, that's all I'm going to say. I've done my homework. And there's going to be a point where, you know, all I'm saying is I hope that down the road, shortly, very, very shortly, I can take you on a tour of my new place. I don't know where that's going to be. I don't know how, I don't know how it's all going to go together or work. It's just, the situation is unworkable now. I can tell you that this guy is a well-known scam artist. Unfortunately, I found this out too late. But there are dozens of people who this guy has scammed. Dozens and dozens of people this guy he has created fraudulent businesses. This guy is a straight up con artist. It's absolutely, this guy's a criminal that I'm renting from. There's so much. There's so much to tell. I'm just giving you little grains of sand but you'll see the whole sand castle at some point. Because I don't know how all this is going to go. There's so many different facets and angles to this. It's been 21 days since this started. It's been 21 days since the day he came at me and threatened to have me thrown in the street. I'm not going to give you hot water, and I'm going to make you live in squalor. And by the way, you owe me $150 a month more than you're paying right now. And I'm going to bring in people to tour the apartment while you're not home without any kind of advance notice. I'm going to go through your things. I'm going to hook up I'm going to hook up a natural gas water heater to a propane tank from a gas grill and hope that the building doesn't explode. Like this guy, the judges know who he is. I'm just going to put it that way. The judge is going to know the name if he gets brought into court. The judge is going to be like, this guy again? What the fuck? Oh my God, this is so crazy. Like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt that the SS benefit of the doubt left the harbor 21 days ago, and that shit ain't coming back to port. Ever. But once again, I know I keep going around in circles with this whole thing, but I just know. Like, the situation has become so ridiculous and so absurd that I just know God is working on something here, because this is too much. This is too much, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do other than what I'm doing. And timing of things has a way of just magically working out. And, I mean, from there, I don't know. Time has a way of working things out. It seems like when God's working on something for me, he waits till the last possible second, and then he reveals his grand plan. And, I don't know. I've been talking to a lot of people, talking to a lot of friends about this situation, and they know the details. Their minds are blown. Every time they ask me, I have to ask, when's the last time we talked about this? Because, it's been 4 days. Well, here's 10 new things that this guy's done, and here's 10 new things that have happened, and 10 new developments on this. It's going to take me a couple hours to tell you the whole story when it's time. And like I said, I don't even know how it ends. I don't know. We're in the middle of the story right now. There's a lot of different ways this might go. But I hold all the cards. I have been told from those in authority that I hold all the cards right now. But I'm sitting back and just letting this play out. Just letting it play out. Document what happens. Let it play out. Don't interfere with an enemy that's in the process of destroying themselves. I don't have to do anything except sit and watch. Don't interfere with an enemy that is destroying themselves. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back and watch it happen. That's what the Democrats are doing right now. All the Democrats told all the other Democrats, you have to go out and buy a Tesla because you can't be driving a gas-guzzling car. Must get a Tesla. If you don't get a Tesla, you don't care about the environment. and now what? Now all you Democrats that went out and bought a Tesla, you have to hide your fucking Tesla from all the other Democrats that are coming to key your car, gouge it up, hit it with a sledgehammer, set it on fire. You have to hide, you have to put like Toyota stickers on the back of your Cybertruck and hope nobody notices. Like, put a Honda logo on the front of your Cybertruck. Hope nobody figures it out. I would call it, I would put DMC on the front and pretend it's a DeLorean, because that's, it looks more like a DeLorean than anything else. That's how I would go about hiding my Cybertruck from Elon's, from the anti-Elon army. But you Democrats are just, you're eating your own at this point. You're destroying your own people, while the rest of us just sit back and laugh. Like, don't get out. Get out of the way. Let these Democrats go burn down the Tesla dealers. No, don't mind me. I'll get right out of your way. Go. Oh, you missed a spot. Here's another Molotov cocktail. Throw that one. Here, look. Oh, you want me to fill the glass bottles for you while you're at it? Man. Just complete buffoons. Complete buffoons. Now you're all up in arms because they sent a human trafficker who is a member of MS-13 back to his home country so they could put him in prison. And now you're demanding his release. So why? So he could come back to America and start riots and kidnap some more people and, commit crimes. Like, why do you Democrats hate the American people so much? Why do you hate well, I hate America. So, who am I to talk? I can't stand them. But see, I'm a fan of what America is supposed to be. A land of the free, land of free speech, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. That's the America I'm down for. Not this fucking retarded ass bullshit that's going on today. You don't have rights. Your Bill of Rights that doesn't exist anymore. There's no Constitution. Get that out of your head. That's not real. Declaration of Independence. If you say that because of the out of control tyrannical government we no longer recognize you, guess what? You go to federal prison for that. So, yeah, good luck. Good luck with those rights. Good luck with that Bill of Rights. Good luck with that Constitution and all that bullshit. You'll find out one of these days that it doesn't apply to you either. So, I don't know. What am I at? 20 minutes? Man, I haven't said anything useful. I should probably just take notes or something, but this is like, I sit and do this when I'm taking a break. It's like, I don't know, 5 o'clock or ish. Oh, it's almost 6. That's about right. If I could put in like 4 or 5 more hours today, it's going to be off and on. It's going to be like, I'll set a task before me. When I complete the task, I'll go wash some dishes. I'll go try to do something productive. I'm getting caught up on the dishes, but I'm never going to get caught up on them. Not without hot water, not without a proper... It just blows my mind that all this fucking bag of shit had to do was spend a couple $100 to fix the problem on day one. And he would have never had another fucking problem. But... wow, this is like the most mind-blowing, ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is hands down the worst place I've ever lived in my life. The homeless shelter was better. Living in a homeless shelter was better than this, except for the rules. The bedtime and the curfews and all that. But the conditions of the homeless shelter were better. than the living conditions I'm living in right now. I've never lived in a place this bad in my life. I lived in one pretty bad place. I lived in two slums when I was in art school. The third, I lived in three different places over 2 years when I went to art school, and those, you could say, were the worst places I ever lived up to this point because I was a broke ass art student. Me and three other friends were renting out a slum shithole house, townhouse, I guess you could call it, in the ghetto of north side of Pittsburgh. And each one of our share of the rent was $140 a month. Granted, this was 1994, but we each paid $140 a month to live in this house. That was our share of the rent. So $480 a month to rent this house. Now, prices have gone up, but each one of our rent bill was $140 at the end of the month. And that place was a fucking dump, but we had hot water, we could take showers, we could go to the bath. Everything worked. We had a gas stove. Nothing was... If something was broke... I mean, in a place like Pittsburgh or New York, if something breaks, the landlord has to fix it. And I think it's more severe. Like, in places like Houston, in places where Republicans rule, there's... they don't give a fuck about the poor. So, the landlords can treat you however they want to treat you. Employers can shit all over you however bad they want. When you're in a Republican-controlled area, poor people can be taken advantage of all day, and they can't fight back. That's why blue cities, that's why there's so many Democrat strongholds in America. If the Republicans would just have some compassion for poor people, the Democrats wouldn't be able to get any votes. So if you want to know how to win, if you want to know how to actually get rid of the Democrats, do something for some poor people. You'd be surprised how far that would go. But Republicans are the party that just lets rich people steamroll over the poor with no legal ramifications. So, technically speaking, I was better off being in New York State because it was easier to get public benefits like food stamps and, public assistance and all that kind of stuff, and it was and minimum wage is higher. And here in Texas, there is no minimum wage. It's $7.25 an hour because that's what the federal government says minimum wage is. And I'm not saying that, in California, I just heard some candidate for some political office saying they need to raise the minimum wage to $50 an hour. Okay, we're getting a little bit out of control here. What is it, $25 an hour in some of those places? And now there's no jobs because of that. So, all I'm saying is, if I could have found a job in Jamestown, I would have been able to make more than I'm making here in Houston. Just for the fact that the bottom of the barrel is $15 an hour in New York, and here the bottom of the barrel is $7. So here in Houston, fourth biggest city in the country, they can get away with paying you $10 an hour. And they can say, well, it's $3 more than minimum wage. What are you complaining about, you poor piece of shit? I think Pennsylvania is the same. There is no minimum wage in Pennsylvania unless Pittsburgh has its own minimum wage. But I don't think it does. But I'm pretty sure in terms of the state, it's just whatever the federal government says it is. And actually, one of the problems of having a high minimum wage is that's one of the reasons why there's no jobs in Jamestown. because Jamestown is very close to the Pennsylvania border. You can walk to Pennsylvania from Jamestown, New York. I lived, when I first ended up in Jamestown, I was 1 mile. 1 mile north of the Pennsylvania border. My probation officer said, don't cross that line. Because I was right on the border. Right down the street, the sign. I would go for a walk down to this one park, and when I came out of the park, I'd come up to the main road, and I was like, maybe not even a quarter mile from the border. I bet at one point I was like 500 feet from the Pennsylvania border. So that's how close Jamestown is to the Pennsylvania border. Now, there are a few towns in Pennsylvania that are right on the border of New York, vice versa. And so, anytime there's a job opening in Jamestown, 3/4 of the applicants for the job are coming from Pennsylvania, because they're coming across the border to make twice as much money. Because in these border towns, these shantyville border towns like Warren, Pennsylvania, Sugar Grove, and some of these other towns right on the border of New York, all the jobs are paying like $7 an hour, $8 an hour. But all they got to do is go get a job in New York, and now you're making 15. So who the fuck wouldn't do that? So, I almost got a job at Target, but they wouldn't complete the process because of my criminal background, etc. But I knew 2 or 3 people that were working at Target. They were pissed that I didn't get hired. One or two of them even went to the HR person and told them I was a good guy and said all these positive things about me. They're like, he would be way better than half of the people you've got working here. And they're like, well, it's not our decision, it's HR. There's no, corporate HR makes that decision. It's not we can't do anything about it. Anyway, a couple of those people were telling me that 3/4 of the people that work at Target are from Pennsylvania, and they drive in every day. And it's like, it's a 20-minute drive for most of them. But they're making twice as much money as they would if they worked at the same job in Pennsylvania. And so it's just what it is. So that really, the farther away from the Pennsylvania border I could have, like if I was in Buffalo, if I could have somehow been put up in a homeless shelter in Buffalo, that might have worked out better for me because it's a bigger city. There's a lot more opportunities around. I might have been able to find something making $15-20 an hour and got on my feet quicker. I'm just going to chalk it all up to God has a plan. He's putting things in place. I'm trying to have that faith, but it's been a year. It's been a whole year of misery and strife and struggle, and I've never, it's rare that I have a day where I can let my guard down. But then again, at the flip side, I've never really been tossed to the wind either. Like, it's kind of like this balancing act. It truly feels like I'm being held. It's like we're at the Grand Canyon, God, me and Jesus. And Jesus is holding me over the edge of the canyon by the back of my shirt. To where if he opens his hand, I'm going to fall 4,000 feet to my death. But he won't pull me back away from the edge of the canyon so I can stand there and enjoy the view. I just have to hang over the edge looking straight down, ready to drop at a moment's notice. But at the same time, he's not letting me go. He's just holding me there. And that's stressful. He's not letting go, but he's not pulling me back. He's just keeping me in that spot. And I don't know how much longer I gotta stay like that. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be held in that spot. But that's I can't think of a better analogy of what it feels like right now. And it's been like this for over a year. And every time I feel like I've gotten somewhere, I haven't. Every time I feel like I've got a job, I don't. Every time I feel like I have a place to live, I don't. But I'm still getting, I'm still making strides. I'm still making improvements. So it's like I can't, it's, that's the best analogy. I can't say it's all falling apart, but I can't say it's coming together. It's just stuck. And maybe I keep feeling like I'm on the cusp of something. I got a job lead yesterday. It seemed promising. These recruiters are shady. It was an American name. I had Kumar and Ranjit and Swami and Haji and Deeksha and Deepsha and Masala and Kibi and all these different Indians. I get like 50 of those a week. I just throw them right in the trash. But then I get an American name on one and I'm like, oh, okay. But the email I get is thoughtful and considerate when it's an American recruiter. It's not like the Indians, it's like you can tell that they must put together an email list and then they just copy and paste 600 email addresses into the blind carbon copy field and hit send. And they send out the same, like I'll get a lead from an Indian recruiter for an on-site job in Trenton, New Jersey or Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They don't care about my location. If it was a remote job, fine. But these are like must work on site. And I'm like, you realize I live in Houston, right? Or they'll send me a job that has absolutely nothing to do with my resume. It'll be a programming job, but it'll be completely not what I do for a living. The American recruiters, on the other hand, they only seem to send me jobs that are in alignment with my resume, in alignment with my experience and my most recent experience, user experience design jobs, design lead jobs, like they're very targeted towards. They actually look at my resume. The Americans reach out to me with jobs from Houston or remote. They're not sending me a job that, must live in, Burlington, Vermont. You know what I'm saying? They're not sending me must live in Los Angeles. It's either Houston or remote, user experience design lead, senior user experience designer, whatever. So I'll respond to those, but most of the time those go into the ghost pile anyway. So I sent one yesterday. I did a little bit of research. I tried to make sure the company was a legit company. I looked up the person on LinkedIn. She had a profile. It seemed legit. I sent the email, response, resume, all the things. Usually if you go 2 days and you don't hear back, it's a ghost. So, but it's no different. Like women do that shit on Tinder. You'll get a match and it'll be, or if you're on like Bumble and you pay for an account, if a girl likes you, you'll get a notification so and so swiped right. And you didn't have to actually swipe right first. And so I'll get a notification, so and so likes you. Okay, I'll swipe right and then the girl, on Bumble the girl has to say hi first, which is kind of convenient for me because if it's going to be a flake, just some dumb bimbo that doesn't have anything to say or is just looking for male attention or some sort of validation that she's good looking, but she has absolutely no intention of actually having a conversation with me, then it's it doesn't waste any of my time. Like, I don't have to waste my time copying and pasting a pickup line from my collection of pickup lines to put as the first message if she's not even going to send me a message first. And I can't be the one to send it first because on Bumble you're not allowed. If you're a guy, the woman has to say the first exchange of conversation. That's why I liked it. I thought that was great. I'm like, so I'm not wasting my time. On Tinder, when you match with a girl, I might have to like go through my collection of pickup lines and be like, okay, copy this one, paste, 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 paste on like 7 different women and see if any of them respond, because I'm not gonna like type some bullshit. I'm not going to the level of typing something out with my thumbs for one of these fucking dumb bimbos on an app where even if you match up with somebody and she says she likes you, there's like a 1 in 100 chance she's even going to respond to your first text. So copy paste, baby. Get about 20 good pickup lines and just pick one and be like paste, 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 and see the response of replies you get to that. And if it doesn't work, go to another pickup line, paste, 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 paste. You'll find some that work really good. I have about 5 or 6 winners that pretty much work every single time. Those are the go-tos, and then I'm always trying out new material as I think of it, and I just keep it in a text file. Hit copy and paste. If I could program a bot, I know I could program a bot. I know the logical steps. I don't know how to do the programming. But I have pickup line routines for those stupid apps that I could literally have the robot have the conversation for me and then send me an alert when the girl sends her phone number so that I can text her directly. And then I could go back and look at the conversation and see what she said to the bot and what the bot said back to her and what she said back to the bot and so on and so forth. And then, oh, here's the phone number. Okay, let's have a real conversation now. But I could set it up so that I don't have to do any of that fucking bullshit up front. Just let the robot do the work. And while I'm doing whatever I do, and I'll just check in once in a while, and maybe the robot can be programmed to send me an alert. Hey, I got this girl's phone number. You want to take a look? Hey, all right. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like how she answered that one. Good job, bot. Good. Picking out your pre-programmed responses that I gave you. You chose the right one. I could make Grok do it. I could get Grok to do it. But like I said, it's not the logical steps that I don't know. It's the programming on how to make an app that interacts with another app is what I would have a problem figuring out. But like, I'll send a pickup line based on the answer that comes back. It will branch off into 3 or 4 pre-formatted responses, and then the bot's going to pick the most appropriate response, send that back. Then the girl's going to say one of 10 predictable things to that. Each one of those predictable responses is going to have a set of responses to go with it. And it can just go back and forth, about 10 rounds of back and forth. And at some point, it's going to have the phone number. And I don't have to, like, my keyboard, my auto sense, or whatever you call it, the predictable programming on the keyboard. The text prediction on the keyboard. Whenever I'm using one of those dumbass dating apps, the keyboard app gets so used to the same thing being said over and over that I can literally type in the first 3 letters of either a pickup line or a response to a pickup line, and then all I have to do is hit the middle button and just be like bing, 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 and the keyboard auto sense types the entire phrase out for me, and it knows exactly what I'm going to type before I type it, because I've done it 3 or 4 times and it just knows what I'm about to say. And so I can literally just pick the phrase right out of the auto sense. I don't know, IntelliSense. Is it IntelliSense? Is that what they call it? I can literally type one word and the IntelliSense keyboard knows exactly what I'm about to type, and it'll spit out the entire sentence and allow me to confirm, and I don't even have to type it out. But I want to go one step farther and just let the fucking robot do the work so I don't even have to use my thumbs. What a waste of time that is. And, but that's how ridiculous those apps are. And, and you might say, well, that's cheating or that's not very creative. And I'm like, well, why would I give... So, like, if a girl asks me a question, why would I give a different answer to 10 different girls when it's always the same 5 questions they're going to ask me? What do you do? How much do you make? What kind of car do you drive? You know, like, that's all the women care about is how much money you have, how nice is your house, how nice is your car, how, you know, what kind of job do you have, you know, all those kinds of things. That's all they care about. So why would I answer the question any different? So it's like, why not have a robot that just knows what to say based on the questions or the responses that are coming in, and it just picks the default response to the response or the default response to the question. When I get asked the same 10 questions in a job interview, I'm given the same answer 10 different times. What's the difference? I have pre-formatted text for cover letters and things like that because you're always saying the same thing over and over again. Why would you want to type it over and over again? Picking up women's the same thing as looking for a job. It's the exact same process. There's absolutely no difference at all. The same behaviors apply. The same problems exist. The same. I literally worked at a company once where they changed, instead of doing performance reviews, they made everybody download an app. And when you would have to open this app up once a week, and it would literally flash pictures of your coworkers, and you would have to swipe left or right depending on whether you liked working with that person or not. I'm not making this up. This is real. I have screenshots of it. I can show it to you. I still have the screenshots. I don't know exactly where they are, but I do have them. They were backed up in the cloud, and I found them when I was going through all my files and stuff when I came home from prison. A lot of my stuff in the cloud got, some stuff got lost, some got found. This got found. So it's in my Evernote file. It would take me a minute to find it, but it's all backed up in Evernote. Screenshots galore from this app. But people were mad. People were angry about this because it was humiliating, because the whole company was full of high-end professionals. I think the lowest salary in the company, the bottom of the barrel that you could possibly make, was $50,000 a year. And that was like the bottom of the barrel job in the company. This was like a company of high-end people. And people were mad about this. People were angry about this. It was all over Glassdoor. Everybody was leaving reviews on Glassdoor about it, about how they thought it was insulting that we had a Tinder app for employee evaluation and performance reviews instead of having performance. Like, basically, like, your whole performance review was based on who swiped right. I know the name of the app and everything. You can look this up. I mean, I'm sure I've given you enough details to find it on your own. The backlash was so fierce that the company put the kibosh on it and stopped doing it, and that was after I left. But the company actually posted on Glassdoor in response to a bunch of scathing reviews that they stopped using the app because, like, that made them look really bad that they were doing this to people. But that's where we're at. Like, there's literally Tinder apps for the workplace where you can rate your coworkers by swiping left and right, just like fucking Tinder. So Don't tell me that looking for a job is not the same as dating. It's the same fucking shit. Um, One puts money in your pocket, the other puts a hand in your pocket. One way or the other, something's going in the pocket. It's such a it's so, this whole world is so fucking ridiculous now, and I'm glad that this is going to be the struggle of my life. But if everything keeps moving forward and inching along, and I do build up 5 or 6 income streams that can support me, then I don't ever have to worry about anything ever again, because even if you shut me off and cancel me on YouTube, I'll have 5 other ways to make money. If you cancel me on Etsy, I'll have 5 other ways to make money, whatever the case may be. I'm trying to set up a situation where nobody can shut off my income again, all because I don't feel like taking Dr. Fauci's experimental shot, or because I went to the hospital for the birth of my son, or one of the other ridiculous reasons I've lost a job in my past. I no longer, if I can have independence from that where I can't be shut off. It's like Elon Musk. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. He can go on Joe Rogan and smoke pot. He can go into the government and fire half of the government employees. He can deal with the fact that half of his Tesla dealerships were burned to the ground and his sales are down by 60% or whatever. He doesn't give a fuck, because that's just 1/8 of his total income. He's launching rockets to space. He's digging tunnels through the earth. He's literally digging a hole to China right now. He's, like I said, sending rockets to outer space. He pretty much owns the space station now. He's running half of the fucking government. He's building all the electric cars. He's in charge of Twitter now, and how many other fucking things has that dude got his hands in? So you can't shut him down. You cannot shut him off. You could shut off half of his fucking companies and bankrupt them, and he's still going to be the richest man on earth, or the richest man whose name you know. Because the true richest people on earth, their names you don't know. I would have to say, Kim Jong-un owns a whole country, North Korea. That's his country. He owns it. That's it. Every person in it is his slave. The entire country is his, and everything in it is his. Elon Musk doesn't own a country. He's got a lot of say in what's happening in our country right now, but he doesn't own it. Big difference. The princes of Saudi Arabia, they own Saudi Arabia. They don't, that they aren't elected. They weren't appointed. They own it. They're the kings and queens and the princes. That's their property. The people are their property. Everything in that country is their property. The oil is their property. So that's richer than Elon Musk. I'm sorry to say, but there are a lot of people in this world. Vladimir Putin owns Russia. That's his property. All of Russia is his. Don't believe me? Go to Russia and find the fuck out for yourself. That's his property. He owns it. How do you think he's been president for the last 50 fucking years or whatever it's been? And he's never going to, he will die as the premier or the president or the dictator or whatever the fuck, the czar of Russia. He will never step down till the day he dies, and he will be in that seat till the day he dies. He owns that motherfucker. He owns that whole place. He owns one of the biggest countries on earth. Elon Musk doesn't own one of the biggest countries on earth. So that's what they don't tell you when they're giving you that list of all the richest people in the world. It's the richest people in Western society who have to report their income to some government. But when you are the government, when you are the owner of the country, you don't have to report Who the fuck do the princes of Saudi Arabia report their income to? Themselves? Who does Kim Jong-un report his income to? Himself? He owns North Korea. It's all his. The people included. So, I don't know. I'm just chilling, taking a break. I shaved my face. I ate. I washed a few dishes. I'm going to get up, put on my socks and Crocs, go sit at the desk for a while and just churn out some more code. And I'm going to try to stay alert and awake long enough to get another 4 to 5 hours. And it is, it's going to be tough. If I can get another 4 to 5 hours today and then another 8 to 10 tomorrow, I'll be in good shape for the end of the week. I mean, things aren't... April 3rd was a bad day, man. April 3rd was like... everything was going pretty smooth and I was in a routine and financially everything was stabilized, and this fucking scam artist threw it all out of whack in one phone call. And like I said in a previous video, a couple videos back, I know that it was probably, I think there was a reason why this happened on the exact 1 year anniversary of me setting foot in the apartment in Jamestown. I think God's trying to show me that some of the things that happened, some of it wasn't my fault. And he's like showing me what another person was going through and feeling that would have made them crazy and caused certain things to happen the way they did, that had those things not been going on, things might have worked out a little bit differently. Because I know right now, in the situation that I'm in with this nonsense scam artist, I'm on edge. I'm edgy. You can see it in the videos. I'm pissed off. I'm ready to throw down at a moment's notice. The trolls show up and leave a nasty comment, and I'm all over it. And I'm throwing all I got into my response to those idiots. And, every other word out of my mouth is a swear word. And, there's a lot of other things. And I'm my whole psyche is broken. My ability to focus on my work, my mental work, is completely thrashed. Physical labor, I don't have a problem with, but mental labor, it's very difficult for me to focus. My focus is complete. It's like playing soccer with a broken leg right now. And a little bit of stability, a little bit of financial stability, and a little bit of space away from all these people that want to rip me off and fuck me over would do a lot of good. And there's things that I would like in life that have no place in my life right now because I don't have room for it because of all this bullshit that and these people that I'm constantly fending off and defending myself against. One after the next after the next. I was just telling you guys about how somebody left a comment on the channel, what kind of recreation is there in Houston? And I thought about it for a minute. And I literally cannot tell you anything I've done since I got home from prison a year and a month ago almost. I literally have not done anything recreational or fun. Nothing. Nothing. Somebody asked me yesterday, what's the beach like in Houston? I don't know. I haven't been to the beach. I don't know. I haven't been to Galveston. I don't know. I don't know what any of the beaches here are like. I haven't seen them. I haven't been there. I don't know. Somebody asked me that, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. It'll probably be 5 years before I go. It's right down the road. It's an hour's drive from where I am to go to the beach. Fuck if I know what it's like or what it looks like or where it is. I don't know anything about it. Going to sit outside in the sun is like the closest thing I've had to a recreational day. Like going for a drive around the countryside with a friend up in Jamestown before I came to Houston was counts as a recreational experience, because that's like I went out to dinner with someone once. Like these are like I can't even come up with 5 things that I've done in the last year and a month that count as recreational and fun. Even riding my bike is for a purpose. It's transportation. I have not gone on one bicycle ride for fun ever since I got here. Every single bicycle ride was to get me to work and back, or to get me somewhere I had to go and back. Not one single bicycle ride was just to go on a bicycle ride. And I've put in over 1,500 miles so far just this year. I'm closing in on my 2,000 mile goal, and I was almost there. I'm almost there at the end of April. By the end of May, 5 months into the year, I'll probably have 2,000 miles under my belt. Unless things change. Buying a chair. Buying a chair, going to Kohl's and buying clothes. Like, these are like, that's the closest thing to fun I've had. Going to the grocery store to buy food. It's the closest thing that's the closest I've come to having a recreational experience since April of last year. So I don't know. I don't know what recreation is anymore. I used to enjoy life. I used to have all kind. I mean, shit, man. If a month went by, I could give you 20 things I did over the course of the month that were fun. Places I went, things I saw, things I experienced. Going to the park, and it didn't have to be money. It could be going swimming with my kid at the park. Going swimming, going on a hike, taking photographs. Those would be the freebies. Going out to eat with someone, going out to check out this thing, going to a crazy giant plant store in Erie and buying cool plants for the house. Like, I had all kinds of, like, every week there was something. Going on a 10-day road trip, living out of the pickup truck camper, going camping for the weekend, going hiking for the weekend. Like, I had a lot of recreation. But since April of last year, not one. I can't count 5, and the ones that I can count wouldn't have even counted as recreation back before I was arrested, because I was doing so much fun shit all the time that the things I can pull out from the last year wouldn't have even made the list before. So no, I don't know what recreation is anymore. I don't know what it's like to have fun anymore. I don't know what it's like to go do something at the park for fun. Trying to think, when I was in Jamestown, I went on a walk in a park once. This is the dumb shit. This is the closest I can come. I walked down this one paved trail in a park in Jamestown to see where it would go. And that was fun. But it was also research. It was me, like, looking for a place to camp if I got kicked out of the homeless shelter, combined with, is there anything down here that I could apply to for a job and actually be able to walk there in a reasonable amount of time. So it really wasn't, like, fun, but it was kind of fun. It was a long walk, and it was a nice day. The weather was beautiful. It was sometime in the middle of July in New York summer. But I can't remember, like, but that's the closest, like, that's the closest I can come to having a recreational day. Like, I would give anything to just go to the park with my son and go swimming for the afternoon and sit in camp chairs and just swim and relax and listen to music and cook food or something like that. That would feel amazing. But I don't know. I mean, I don't even think I'll ever get to do anything like that again, the way things are right now. Um, I can't even. I like I said, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. Like, what can I do? I don't have a car. I don't have money. Uh, those two things will pretty much put the kibosh on anything, doing anything fun. So, there are some things that would count as fun, but probably not recreation, that are coming down the road if things go the way they seem to be going in terms of this slumlord situation. It would definitely be fun to watch what's about to happen. But I can't, but it's a lot of stress too, and it's not, honestly, it's not worth it. Um, I watched Andor last night. I watched Andor, the first 2.5 episodes of Andor. It's about the closest I've come since I lived in this tiny house to having fun. So, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. I got work to do. See you later. Peace.